Sir, 3 times Omkaram and then Namaswaranam, then chapter 18, please. Om Tat Sat. Namaswaranam of Sri Krishna. ओम माधव ओम ऋषिकेश ओम अच्युत ओम कृष्ण ओम केशव ओम गोविंद ओम मधुसूदन ओम वार्ष्णेय ओम जनार्दन ओम पुरुषोत्तम ओम भूतभावन ओम भूतेश ओम देवदेव ओम जगत्पते ओम परब्रह्म ओम परमधाम ओम परम पवित्रम भवान ओम आदिदेवम ओम अजम ओम विभुम ओम परमं पुरुषं शाश्वतम ओम परम पुरुषं दिव्यम ओम कमलमुद्राक्ष ओम परमेश्वर ओम पुरुषोत्तम ओम योगेश्वर ओम महायोगेश्वर हरि ओम विश्वेश्वर ओम विश्वरूप ओम विष्णु ओम देववर ओम देवेश ओम जगन्निवास ओम सहस्रबाहो ओम विश्वमूर्ते ओम वासुदेव ओम प्रभो ओम विभु ओम केशनिशूदन ओम परमात्मा सुखृ सर्वभूतानां ओम ईश्वरः ओम महेश्वरः ओम सर्वलोक महेश्वरम ओम अजम अनादिम ओम अजम अव्ययम ओम अव्ययम ईश्वरः ओम परांगतिम ओम परमगति ओम परां शांतिम ओम अमृतः ओम अक्षय कालः ओम कालकालः ओम महाकालः ओम अव्ययः ओम अविनाशी ओम अनाशिनी ओम वासुदेव ओम कालीयमर्दन ओम पुत्रहारी ओम शगडासुरमर्दन ओम कंसमर्दन ओम सर्वप्रहरण आयुध ओम पवित्रम ओंकारम ओम श्री कृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः. So, we'll go to chapter 18. I'll go through the chapter 18 first, whole chapter. Thereafter, I'll get into the further explanation part. ओम तत्सत अदा श्रीमद् भगवद गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्म विद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्री कृष्णार्जुन संवादे मोक्ष संन्यास योग नाम अष्टादशोऽध्यायः. अर्जुन उवाच. This chapter, we have to know this chapter is starting with the question of Arjuna. Basically, the Bhagavad Gita has been the dialogue between Arjuna and Sri Krishna. Arjuna is asking one question to Sri Krishna. Arjuna uvacha. Sannyasasya mahabaho tattvam ichchami veditum yagasya cha hrishikesha पृथक केश निषूदना. श्री भगवान वाचा. काम्यानां कर्मणां न्यासं संन्यासं कवयो विदुः सर्व कर्मफल त्यागं प्राहु त्यागं विचक्षणा त्याज्यं दोषवत् इत्येके कर्म प्राहु मनीषिणः यज्ञदान तप कर्म न त्याज्यम् इति च अपरे निश्चयं शृणु मे तत्र त्यागे भरतसत्तमः त्यागो हि पुरुषव्याघ्र त्रिविध संप्रकीर्तितः यज्ञदान तप कर्म न त्याज्यं कार्यम् एव तत् यज्ञो दानं तपश्चैव पावनानि मनीषिणाम् एतान्यपि तु कर्माणि संगं त्यक्त्वा फलानि च कर्तव्यानीति मे पार्थ निश्चितं मतम् उत्तमम्. नीतस्य तु संन्यासः कर्मणो नोपपद्यते मोहतस्य परित्यागः तामस परिकीर्तितः दुःखम् इत्येव यत् कर्म कायक्लेश भयात् यजेत् स कृत्वा राजसं त्यागं नैव त्यागफलं लभेत्. कार्यम् इत्येव यत् कर्म नियतं क्रियते अर्जुन संगं त्यक्त्वा फलं चैव स त्यागः सात्विको मतः न द्वेष्ट्य अकुशलं कर्म कुशले न अनुसज्जते त्यागी सत्त्वं समाविष्टो मेधावी छिन्न संशयः न हि देहभृतां शक्यं त्यक्तुं कर्माणि अशेषतः. यः तु कर्मफल त्यागी स त्यागी इत्यभिधीयते. अनिष्टम इष्टम मिश्रम च त्रिविधं कर्मफलं भवता त्यागिनां प्रीत्य न तु सन्यासिनां क्वचित् पंचैतानि महाबाहो कारणानि निबोध मे सांख्ये कृतान्ते प्रोक्तानि सिद्धये सर्वकर्मणाम् अधिष्ठानं तथा कर्ता करणं च पृथग्विधं विविधाश्च पृथक् चेष्टा दैवं चैवात्र पंचमं. शरीरवाग् मनोभियत् कर्म प्रारभते नरः न्यायं वा विपरीतं वा पंचेते तस्य हेतवः तत्रैवं सति कर्तारम् आत्मानं केवलं तु यः पश्यति अकृतबुद्धित्वात् न स पश्यति दुर्मति यस्य न अहङ्कृतो भावो बुद्धि यस्य न लिप्यते हत्वापि स इमान् लोकान् न हन्ति न निभजते ज्ञानं ज्ञेयं परिज्ञाता त्रिविध कर्मचोदना कर्णं कर्म कर्ता इति त्रिविध कर्मसङ्ग्रहः ज्ञानं कर्म च कर्ता च त्रिधैव गुणभेदतः प्रोच्यते गुणसङ्ख्याने यदा पश्यतु तान्यपि सर्वभूतेषु येन एकं भावम् अव्ययम् ईक्षते अविभक्तं विभक्तेषु तत् ज्ञानं विद्धि सात्विकं पृथक्त्वेन तु यत् ज्ञानं नाना भावान् पृथक्विधान् वेत्ति सर्वेषु भूतेषु तत् ज्ञानं विद्धि राजसं यत् तु कृष्णवद् एकस्मिन् कार्ये सक्तं हेतुकम् अतत्वात् अल्पं च तत्तामसम् उदाहृतं नियतं संगरहितम् अरागद्वेषितः कृतम् अफलप्रेक्षण कर्म यद्तत् सात्विकम् उच्यते यत् तु कामेक्षण कर्म स अहङ्कारेण वा पुनः क्रियते बहुलायसं तद्राजसम् उदाहृतम् अनुबन्धं क्षयं हिंसाम् अनवेक्ष्य च पौरुषं मोहादारभ्यते कर्म यत्तत् तामसम् उच्यते मुक्तसंगो अनहंवादी दृच्युत्साह समन्वितः सिद्ध्यसिद्ध्यो निर्विकारः कर्ता सात्विक उच्यते रागी कर्मफलप्रेप्सुः लुब्धो हिंसात्मको अशुचिः हर्षाशोकान्वितः कर्ता राजस परिकीर्तितः अयुक्तः प्राक्तः स्तब्धः शठो नैष्कृतिको अलसः विषादी दीर्घसूत्री च कर्ता तामसम् उच्यते बुद्धेर्भेदं धृतेच्छैव त्रिगुण गुणता त्रिविधं शृणु प्रोच्यमानम् अशेषेण पृथक्त्वेन धनञ्जयः प्रवृत्तं च निवृत्तं च कार्ये अकार्ये भये अभये बंधम मोक्षम से यो या वेत्ति बुद्धि सा पार्थ सात्विकी यया धर्मम अधर्मम च कार्यम च अकार्यम एव च अयथावत् प्रधानादि बुद्धि सा पार्थ सा राजसी अधर्मम धर्मम इति या मन्यते तामसा आवृता सर्वार्थान् विपरीतान् च बुद्धि सा पार्थ तामसी धृत्या यया धारयते मन प्राणेन्द्रिय क्रिया योगेन व्यभिचारिण्या धृति सा पार्थ सात्विकी यया तु धर्मार्थ कामार्थान् धृत्या धारयते अर्जुन प्रसंगेन फलाकांक्षी धृति सा पार्थ राजसी यया स्वप्नं भयं शोकं विषादं मदम् एव च न विमुञ्चति दुर्मेधा धृति सा पार्थ तामसी सुखं त्विदानीं त्रिविधं शृणु मे भरतर्षभः अभ्यासात् रमते यत्र दुःखान्तं च निगच्छति यत्तत् अग्रे विषम् इव परिणामे अमृतोपमम् तत्सुखं सात्विकं प्रोक्तम् आत्मबुद्धि प्रसादजम् विषयेन्द्र संयोगात् यत्तत् अग्रे अमृतोपमम् परिणामे विषयमेव तत्सुखं राजसं स्मृतं यत् अग्रे च अनुबन्धे च सुखं मोहनम् आत्मनः यत्तत् अग्रे च अनुबन्धे च सुखं मोहनम् आत्मनः निद्रा आलस्य प्रमादोत्थं तत् तामसम् उदाहृतं न तदस्ति पृथिव्यां च वा दिवि देवेषु वा पुनः सत्वं प्रकृतिजय मुक्तं यदि स्यात् त्रिभिः गुणैः ब्रह्मण क्षत्रिय विषां शूद्राणां च परन्तप कर्माणि प्रविभक्तानि स्वभाव प्रभवै गुणैः शमो दम तप शौचं शान्ति आर्जवम् एव च ज्ञानं विज्ञानम् आस्तिक्यं ब्रह्मकर्म स्वभावजं शौर्यं तेजो धृति दाक्ष्यं युद्धे चापि अपलायनं दानम् ईश्वरभाव च क्षात्रं कर्म स्वभावं कृषि गौरक्ष वाणिज्यं वैश्य कर्म स्वभावजं परिचर्यात्मकं कर्म शूद्रस्यापि स्वभावजं स्वे स्वे कर्मणि अभिरतः संसिद्धिं लभते नरः स्वकर्म निरतः सिद्धिं यदा विन्दति तच्छृणु यदा प्रवृत्ति भूतानां येन सर्वम् इदं ततं स्वकर्मणा त्वम् अभ्यर्च्य सिद्धिं विन्दति मानवः श्रेयान् स्वधर्मो विहुनः परधर्मात् स्वनुष्ठितात् स्वभावनीतं कर्म कुर्वन् न आप्नोति किल्बिषं सहजं कर्म कौन्तेय सदोषमपि न त्यजेत् सर्वारम्भा हि दोषेण धूमेन अग्नि इव आवृता असक्त बुद्धि सर्वत्र चितात्मा विगतः स्पृहः असक्त बुद्धि सर्वत्र चितात्मा विगतः स्पृहः नैष्कर्म्य सिद्धिं परमां संन्यासेन अधिगच्छति सिद्धिं प्राप्तो यदा ब्रह्म तदा आप्नोति निबोध मे समासेनैव कौन्तेय निष्ठा ज्ञानस्य या परा बुद्ध्या विशुद्धया युक्तः धृत्य आत्मानो नियम्य च शब्दादीन विषयान् त्यक्त्वा रागद्वेषौ विदस्य च विविक्त सेवी लघ्वासी यत वाक्काय मानसः ध्यान योग परो नित्यं वैराग्यं समुपाश्रितः अहंकारं बलं दर्पं कामं क्रोधं परिग्रहं विमुच्य निर्ममा शांता ब्रह्म भूयाय कल्पते ब्रह्मभूत प्रसन्नात्मा न सोचति न कांक्षति सम सर्वेषु भूतेषु मद्भक्तिं लभते परां भक्त्या माम अभिजानाति यावान् यच्चास्मि तत्त्वतः ततो माम तत्त्वतो ज्ञात्वा विशते तदनन्तरं सर्वकर्माणि अपि सदा कुर्वाणो मद्व्यपाश्रयः मत्प्रसादात् अवाप्नोति शाश्वतं पदम् अव्ययम् चेतसा सर्वकर्माणि मयि सन्न्यस्य मत्परः बुद्धियोगम् उपाश्रित्य मच्चित्तः सततं भव मच्चित्तः सर्वदुर्गाणि मत्प्रसादात् तरिष्यसि अधिचेत् त्वम् अहङ्कारात् न शोषयति विनङ्क्ष्यसि यत् अहङ्कारम् आश्रित्य न योत्स्य इति मन्यसे मिथ्येष व्यवसायस्ते प्रकृतिस्त्वां नियोक्ष्यति स्वभावजेन कौन्तेय निबद्धः स्वेन कर्मणा कर्तुं नेच्छसि यन्मोहात् करिष्यो अवशो अपि तत् ईश्वरः सर्वभूतानां हृदयेषु तिष्ठति अर्जुन भ्रामयन् सर्वभूतानि यन्त्रारूढानि मायया तम् एव शरणं गच्छ सर्वभावेन भारतः तत्प्रसादात् परां शान्तिं स्थानं प्राप्स्यसि शाश्वतम् इति ते ज्ञानम् आख्यातं गुह्यात् गुह्यतरं मया विमृश्य एतत् तद् अशेषेण यथेच्छसि तथा कुरु सर्वगुह्यतमं भूयः शृणु मे परमं वच इष्टो असि मे दृढमिति ततो वक्ष्यामि ते हितं मन्मनाभव मद्भक्तो मद्याजी मां नमस्कुरु माम एव यशसि सत्यं ते प्रतिजाने प्रियो असि मे सर्वधर्मान् परित्यज्य मामेकं शरणं व्रज अहं त्वा सर्वपापेभ्यः मोक्षयिष्यामि मा शुचः इदं ते न तपस्काय न भक्ताय कदाचन न च अश्रूषवे वाच्यं न च मां यो अभ्यसूयति य इमं परमं गुह्यं मद्भक्तेष्वभिधास्यति भक्तिमयी परां कृत्वा मामेव एष्यति असंशयः न च तस्मात् मनुष्येषु कच्चिन्मे प्रियकृत्तमः भविता न च मे तस्मात् अन्यः प्रियतरो भुविः अध्येष्यते च य इमं धर्म्यं संवादमावयो ज्ञानयज्ञेन तेन अहम् इष्टस्यामिति मे मति श्रद्धावान् अनुसूय च शृणुयादपि यो नरः सोऽपि मुक्तः शुभान् लोकान् प्राप्नुयात् पुण्यकर्मणां कच्चित् एतत् श्रुत्रं पार्थ त्वयैकाग्रेण चेतसा कच्चित् अज्ञानसम्मोहः प्रणृते धनञ्जयः अर्जुन उवाच नष्टो मोहः स्मृतिर्लब्धा त्वत्प्रसादान् मया अच्युतः स्थितोऽस्मि गतसन्देहः करिष्ये वचनं तव संजय उवाच इत्यहं वासुदेवस्य पार्थस्य च महात्मनः संवादमिमम् अश्रौषम् अद्भुतं रोहमर्षणं व्यासप्रसादात् श्रुतवान् एतद् गुह्यम् अहं परं योगं योगेश्वरात् कृष्णात् साक्षात् कथयत स्वयं राजन् संस्मृत्य संवादम् इमम् अद्भुतं केशवार्जनयो पुण्यं कृष्यामि च मुहुर्मुहुः तच्च संस्मृत्य रूपम् अत्यद्भुतं हरे विस्मयो मे महान् राजन् कृष्यामि च पुनः पुनः यत्र योगेश्वर कृष्णो यत्र पार्थो धनुर्धरः तत्र श्री विजयो भूति ध्रुवानीति मतिर्ममः ओम तत्सत् इति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीता उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्या योगशास्त्रे श्री कृष्णार्जुन संवादे मोक्ष संन्यास योग नाम अष्टादशोऽध्यायः। ओम शांति 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 सर्वं श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु। This chapter 18 is called Moksha Sannyasa Yoga in Telugu. In English, it is called this is the yoga of liberation by renunciation. Yoga of liberation by renunciation. So, this is the chapter. Now, I would like to present before you the outline of this chapter. Just now we have heard the whole chapter 18. Now, what is this chapter saying? What is it consisting of? What are its various aspects? What is this? We have read in Sanskrit. I'll try to explain to you in Telugu first or in English first. Then thereafter we'll get into the their particular meanings in English. Now the layout of this chapter is a very beautiful chapter. You will all appreciate this. So first of all, this chapter is telling first up to say up to say uh, first six slokas. First six slokas, this chapter is saying. Uh, Arjun's doubt itself is sannyasasya mahabaho tattvam ichhami vedatam tyagasya chaurya pratyakation. Tyagam, about tyagam, the giving, what is the tyagam, and he is not understood clearly. This is the question he asked in the first sloka. So for that the God has concentrated up to chapter up to sloka 11. First 10 slokas he covered it. For the doubt of the Arjuna. Arjuna asked, what is this tyagam? I don't understand. So Tyagam is explained in this Tyagam also. God has explained in from 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. In Sloka 7 he mentions about Tamasic Tyagam. In Sloka 8 he explained about Rajasa Tyagam. From 9, 10th, 11th, in 3 slokas he has explained about the Satvika Tyagam. So Sattva, Rajas, Tamo, Gunas, they are there. Only they are the one which are making us to function in this world. Whatever we are behaving in mode of goodness, or mode of passion, or mode of ignorance. And whatever we are doing is under the influence of these only. So in Sloka 7 he has explained about Tamasic Tyagam, 8 in Rajasic, and 9th, 10th, 11th, 3 slokas he explained in Satviks. Now this we can understand by this. Lord himself is focusing more on Satvika Tyaga. So I have immediately put myself towards the Sattvic aspect more, because even God himself is wanting us to learn about, wanted to be aware of what is Rajasam, what is Tamasam. He wanted to know us. But then practice he wanted us to know more about the Sattvikam, so that it will liberate us, it will uplift us. As this chapter itself is saying liberation, the yoga of liberation by renunciation, moksha sannyasa chapter. So this is the benefit of this chapter. Now I would mention quickly about Satvikam. He is mentioned in this chapter also. Satvika Tyagam he mentioned. There are up to 10 aspects he mentioned. In 10 aspects he mentioned about Satvika Tyagam 9, 10, 11, and Jnanam in Satvika Jnanam in Sloka 20. Satvika Karma he mentioned in 23, the third sloka. Satvika Karta, who is Satvika Karta, doer, 26th sloka. And Satvika Buddhi, what is this Buddhi? Satvika Buddhi, and in sloka 30. In Dhruti, the Dhruti, we'll see what is that inside exactly. About that courageousness, whatever we call it, that is in the 33. And Sukham, the happiness, what we derive. Satvika Sukham he mentioned in 37, sloka 37. Brahmana, what are the qualities of Brahmana? Brahmanaha, that is 42. So they got certain qualities. Only they are called Brahmins. It is one is by birth, second one is by qualities. If we acquire those qualities, we will also become like Brahmana. And Swakarmanaha is also mentioned about the Swakarma, Swadharmam, the importance of that, up to from 46 to 49. Then Siddhim Prapto Sada Brahma Apnoti, how to attain the Brahma, is 50 to 55. So, 50 to 55. Siddhim Prapto Tada Brahma Apnoti, how to attain the Godhead. That also he mentioned from Sloka 50 to 55. So, Kuchan sir, Namaskar. And then thereafter, Sampurna Sharanagati, how to surrender ourselves to the Godhead. We are all spirit souls. We have to overcome our mind, and we are the masters of our mind. So once we become masters of our mind, it is possible for us to know what is good for us, to do what is good for us, to how to employ the mind. So he is, with that sense he is telling how to offer ourselves the Sampurna Sharanagati to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He mentioned in various chapters. In chapter 18, from 56 to 58 he mentioned firstly, and 56 to 58 he mentioned. So we count up to 58 slokas in the chapter 18. But however, if I went immediately struck me in same thing he mentioned in other chapters previously also, the Sampurna Saranagati. Then I went back then in the book Bhagavad Gita in chapter 33, 30, 31 is also same thing is mentioned. In chapter 9, 26, 27, 28, same thing is mentioned. In chapter 12, 6, 7, 8, same thing is mentioned. So after this, apart from this, then chapter 18, 56 to 58, 61, 62, and 65, 66, he mentioned about this. And in chapter 9 also 34, he mentioned. We'll see all these things later when we get into the particular passage. Then he shared the God location also. The location of Godhead, he has given us in our body. That also again one thing is already told now in this chapter 18. In 61, 62 he mentioned where is the location of Godhead in our own bodies. But same thing he mentioned in chapter 15 also, in chapter 14 and 15 slokas. And in chapter 10, in 20th sloka he mentioned it. So that we have to be clear about it. And in chapter 17 about 6 and 16, chapter 16, 18 and 20. So that we are aware that God is not somewhere else, hidden somewhere in some lokas. First of all, God is within us only, in us only. Why he is telling us this? He wanted us to be liberated. But if we have confidence, we have to pray him within our own bodies first. Once we do that, we will also see in others also the Godhead also. I have to see the God in God, three personality God living in the other person, Madam's body, your body. So that what happens, if we do namaskaram to you, so whom are we namaskaram? We are doing namaskaram to the Godhead only. That is the point we are putting namaskaram to, not to your body, but to the divine spirit soul which is dwelling in your body. That is why we are putting. And you say you are doing namaskaram to me, or you are doing reciprocal namaskaram to me. You are doing reciprocal namaskaram to the Godhead only. That is what we have to understand. So that is one. So this way we have covered up to 66 slokas, 66. Then thereafter he has mentioned about the Jnana Yajnam, the reading of Jnanam, Gita Jnanam, Pathanam, the study of Bhagavad Gita. Is God considered himself it is a Jnana Yajnam. He is considering it. So I offer you one flower, one liter flower, or some sweets. I offer you something which you take it as I respected you. Similarly, God is taking it as we are respecting him. Once we study Bhagavad Gita, discuss Bhagavad Gita, he thinks he is present everywhere, inside your body, inside my body, and outside my body is existing. So he takes the Supreme Soul, takes it as that we are worshipping him. Let there be no doubt about it. We should be confident about it. So he is understanding. He is now present everywhere. He will take care of all of us, those who are doing the Gita Pathanam. It is because it is Gita Jnana Yajnam. So he mentioned it from chapter say in chapter 18, 68 to 70th sloka, and Gita Punya Phalam he mentioned in 71 sloka of the Bhagavad Gita, and 72 is the told by the Arjuna that what is the phalam he has got it. Then it is concluded by the Sanjaya Uvacha. So this is how the chapter is finished off. So this way, this 18th chapter, chapter 18, Moksha Sannyasa Yoga is covered with. So most interesting thing here is he has mentioned a lot of things which we may be knowing on this, but we don't know exactly what is happening. We don't know, but we know generally what is happening. We know whatever God has told. We all know generally. We know, but he specifically is telling. He is taking our mind. He is focusing our mind. Trivida karma chodana. And karma phalam also three types: Ishtam, anistam, ishtam, mishram. Anistam means I don't like it. Anistam, ishtam I like it. Mishram both I like, I don't like. So these three types of karma phalam we get it. Say I do one particular work, any particular work I do, either I get three only. I get either ishtam or anistam or mishram. Whatever it is, this human world is like this. He is talking about he doesn't have any enmity towards any individual. He himself is saying don't have enmity towards anyone. You love everybody, respect everybody. He is saying that. no feeling of ill will against anybody. He's saying that, and you become ahimsak. He's also saying that. He's such a pure-hearted personality, God, who is protector of everybody. He himself is saying ahimsa, satyam, ahimsa, saucham. He's saying all these things. So he doesn't want to give anyone some bad results. It's we are only getting ourselves. Ishtam, anistam, vishram. We are only getting it. So that is the aspect he is telling us. There is no point in blaming God. ऐसा मेरे को God मेरे को ऐसा क्यों हो गया? खुद को ही पूछना पड़ता है. That is what we have to understand. So after that he is saying that Trivida Karma Chodhana, three types of Karma Chodhana and Trivida Karma Sangraha, three types of Karma Sangraha he mentioned. That we will see in the chapter once we get into. Now Jnanam Karma Karta Tridaiva Guna Bhedata. He mentioned clear specifically for our benefit. He mentioned what is Jnana, what is Karma, what is Karta. He mentioned that also. Now Jnana is again Sattva Rajas Tamo. Sattva Rajas Tamo Guna Jnana is there. That is what we have to understand. Then Karma also three types. Karma also Sattva Rajas Tamo Guna Karmas are there. Karta, three types of Karta. Sattva Rajas Tamo Guna Karta. The three types of Kartas are there. In all of us only, in the world around only. Then Buddhi Vedam. Buddhi also, our intellect is also of three types. Sattva, Rajas, Tamo Guna, Buddhi. Our intellect is Sattva, Rajas, Tamo Guna, Buddhi is there. That also he cleared. We have to understand once we get into the chapter, explanation part of it. But we are only discussing the outline part of the 18th chapter. Such a beautiful chapter. It is certainly liberating chapter. So Trividam Buddhi, three types of Buddhi, Sattva, Rajas, Tamo Guna. Then Sukham. Sukham also three types. The Sukham we get, that means everybody is working in this world for Sukham only. A person is working for Sukham only. A man is working for Sukham. A woman is working for Sukham. A man in the form of husband or father of children or brother or anyone, he is working for Sukham only. Similarly, a lady, she is also as a wife, as a mother, as a sister. She is also working for Sukham only, as a daughter or daughter-in-law. She is also working for Sukham only. That kind of Sukham, three types. Again, Sattva, Rajas, Tamo, Sukham is there. So thereafter, then Swabhava Prabhai Gune. What is the effect of the Swabham? God has mentioned that everybody in the world is working with the Swabham only, Swabham, nature. That Swabham nature, that he mentioned it, four type of nature, that is what he mentioned. That Swabham. And everybody is working in this world with the Swabham only. That Prabhava Gunai. Swabham is also Prabhava Gunai. Gunai, from the Gunai only it is Prabhavam. That is from the our quality, Sattva, Rajas, Tamo Guna, qualities only it is coming up. So we have to be very careful about our gunas, that we have to put our, after reading Bhagavad Gita, we have to change our outlook. That is towards the gunas, qualities we have to put our mind. We have to shift our focus towards the gunas. Which guna is now trying to act on me? They keep acting us. Sattva guna acting or Rajoguna acting at amount, because we act on that. So that is what it is. Then Swadharmam. That these are the things. So then Sharanagati. So this is how this chapter. Now still another some time is left. So what we can do for the remaining time for today, we will get into the chapter 18 proper, and we will try to cover up first few slokas at least, because this has got 74 slokas or something finally. "78 slokas has got, this chapter has got. At least today we will try to cover some 10 slokas or 15 slokas in English. Right, sir? So in English, at least for 15 slokas we cover it up. Then remaining slokas we will see tomorrow and the day after. So I'm going through the English version of English meaning of this chapter. Arjuna spoke, "I wish to know the truth of sannyasa, Krishna, and of renunciation, and the difference between them. So God has mentioned time and again in chapter 5, chapter 3, and chapter 6, various he mentioned about sannyasa. He's saying that. So Arjuna is confused. What is this sannyasam and what is this renunciation? So he is not understanding. Even we are also not understanding. That is why he is asking this question. So what is the sannyasam and what is the renunciation? So what is the truth about it? Because God is the one who speaks truth about truth. So he doesn't have to speak lies. So he is asking the question: what is the difference between the sannyasam and renunciation? What is sannyasam and what is the renunciation? What is the difference between the two of them? Two, if there is any difference, or both of them are equal. This is the question of Arjuna. So then this Lord is answering that the blessed Lord spoke, the relinquishment of actions prompted by desire, the sages understand as sannyasa, the relinquishment of the fruit of all action, the wise declare to be renunciation. There are two types of people, sages and wise men. Sages see that is the relinquishment of all actions prompted by desire. If there are certain desires in me, various kinds of desires are there. So as per the, if desire is prompting me to take action, this is called, and if I relinquish such actions, that is called sannyasa. Say I become a big leader, I become a big political leader, I become a chief minister of a state, I become an MP of a state, I become a prime minister of a country. Like this big post I am there. I become Raja and Maharaja. This is in SY ages. He becomes Raja and Maharaja, rulers. So they are powerful people. They can enforce anything upon people that they think that is their power. Such people are there. But if their actions are prompted by desire, this is how I am not talking from any other political angle or any other angle. I am talking about this desires, prompting of desires point of view. Desire is, say I am a ruler of a country. So I do some action. ये टैक्स लगा दो, ये टैक्स लगा दो, ये लिफ्ट कर दो, इसको पकड़ लो, उसको बांध लो, इसको इस वालों को कर दो. Like that, this some prompting of desire is there. That prompting of desire, I must relinquish it. If I am a sannyasi, that is what it is. If I don't relinquish such desires, I do take action as per the desire, then I'll get bound. I am not a sannyasi, I am not a yogi, I am not a jnani. But sannyasi and jnani and wise people, they relinquish such actions prompted by the desire. That is the point. And the relinquishment of fruit of our actions. Some people relinquish the desire itself. Some people relinquish the fruit of action. They do worship. Like Arjuna has won many battles, Bhima has killed many Rakshasas, but they never claimed the fruit of it. Bhima has killed many Rakshasas, as we have seen, but he never wanted the kingdom. Is Rakshas ko maar diya, ye desh pura mere ko de do. He never did kabja of any such things. Relinquishment of fruit of action. एक राक्षस को मार दिया, वहाँ शांति दे दिया है लोगों को, बस हो गया काम. He goes away, so that people can live properly and the ruling of the old rule is continuing. He has not taken any benefit of it. So relinquishment of fruit of action. So that is called the renunciation. If you relinquish the fruit of action, it is called the renunciation. If you relinquish the actions prompted by the desire, then it is called sannyasa. Sannyasa. He has been sannyasi. He becomes sannyasi, they say. The relinquishment of actions prompted by desire. That is what it is.
One is sannyasa, the other is tyaga.
Tyaga.
The renunciation is tyaga.
Tyaga, sir, yes. That is what they say, the tyaga word, the word renunciation. The relinquishment of the fruit of action. In the tyaga, the renunciation, the relinquishment of the fruit of action. Here the fruit of action has to be, that's what we have to catch it. Whatever we do, we should do the work. God is not telling us not to do any work. He is telling us do all works, do all actions, take all work, live in the world properly. But relinquishment of fruit of action. That say, अभी हम लोग अपने बच्चों को पढ़ाई करा करके बड़ा करके but उसके बाद उसका कोई fruit of action we should relinquish it. Well, that is what it is. But whatever comes from that side is a different matter. That is but none of our business. We should relinquish the fruit of it. Similarly, I am doing a service, for example. I go to, say, for example, hospital, and I take care of all sick people. I am not supposed to do it, but I go on my own and I do some service to the people, sick people there, and I should relinquish the fruit of action out of it. I should do that is what. This is the renunciation. That is tyaga, and this is what the wise people call it. Now the next sloka we move to. Some men of wisdom declare that action is to be abandoned and its fruit as well. Some people are saying you abandon both action and the fruit. Don't do action and abandon the fruit also. Some wise men will say, and that others say that the acts of sacrifice, giving, and austerity are not to be abandoned. Some others say that dana, tapas, karma, this sacrifice, giving, and austerity are not to be abandoned. Some people say. So here my conclusion. Now God is giving his opinion. Lord Krishna is giving his opinion. Here my conclusion in this matter concerning renunciation. Arjuna, renunciation is declared to be of three kinds. Now sir, what you say about renunciation, the tyaga is telling, Lord Krishna is telling of three kinds. So acts of sacrifice, giving, and austerity are not to be abandoned. We should not be abandon them. So you are doing acts of sacrifice, some yajna you are doing, some giving, dhanam you are doing, some austerity, some tapas you are doing. You should not give up. You should not abandon them. You should do it, but rather to be performed. Sacrifice, giving, and austerity are purifiers of those who are wise. They only purify us actually. See, our human body, our layers, we have to overcome these bad sins and bad qualities, bad pressures, bad thoughts, bad memories. Say I have done a lot of bad works either in this life or in the previous lives. Say I knowingly or unknowingly I must have performed lot of bad works. So I have done it. Say then what happens? This sacrifice, giving, and austerity, they are the one who they are the purifiers of those who are wise. They are only the purify ourselves, our body, senses, mind, and intellect. If I keep doing, by chance I keep giving respect to all of you, so it will purify me. Okay, sir. By chance I keep serving all of you in some form or other, whatever I can do in a befitting manner, so it will purify me. So he's saying, you do this, yajna, dana, tapa, karma, keep doing it, करते रहो, ये हमको शुद्ध करेगा, ये बोल रहा है. Next, what are these actions, however, are to be performed abandoning the attachment to the fruits. This is my definite and highest belief. Whatever we are doing, we should do this to be performed abandoning the attachment to the fruits. कोई फ्रूट अभी मान लो हम जो कुछ कर रहे हैं, हम सब मिलकर के मान लो कोई अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल सब कोई सेवा काम किया, सेवा कार्यक्रम हमने किया, एनीथिंग, some elderly care, we have seen some elderly care. So some abandoned people are there. For example, we have identified some people, some old people, men or women, are abandoned. They are abandoned people. So by any chance we have come to know. So we formed some seva committee, as seva dal, and whatever we could do within our limits, our means, we could do little bit service to them. So after that, actions are to be performed abandoning the attachment to the fruits. We should not have any kinds of fruits. Somebody will appreciate me, the Abjams will appreciate me, society at large will appreciate us, and others will appreciate us, whatever it is. That kind of thing, we should abandon the fruit of action, attachment to the fruits. This is my definite and highest belief. That's what he's saying that. So whatever we do, for example, we should do it humbly and peacefully and forget it thereafter. That is what it is. We need not even mention to anybody that whatever best you can do, do it. And that's all. Forget it. That will purify us. Then renunciation of obligatory action. But in this, you do whatever you want, you can do. But obligatory duties, whatever we are supposed to do, that we should not do. But renunciation of obligatory action is not proper. अगर मान लो मुझे कुछ काम कंपलसरी करना है, मुझे मान लो अपने घर के लिए कुछ पैसा देना ही देना है, काम करके लाना है, So I have to still protect my household people. I have to do it. So I have to protect my village people, my town people. So if I have to do, I have to do it. That the renunciation, but I should not do renunciation of that part. Whatever action I am supposed to do obligatory, I should do it. Renunciation of obligatory action is not proper. If I abandon, then I am supposed to maintain my body. Why take all examples? I have to maintain my own body myself. Everybody has to maintain his body or her body. You have to maintain your own body. Now, you say renunciation of obligatory action. Now you renounce it. For example, मैं ठीक से नहीं खाऊंगा, मैं टाइम पे नहीं खाऊंगा, मेरा बच्चे लोग तुम मेरा ख्याल रखो, तुम मेरा ख्याल रखो, तुम मेरे ख्याल रखो, तुम मेरे को दवाई देते रहो, तुम मेरे को पानी पिलाते रहो टाइम पे, तुम मेरे को खाना खिलाते रहो, तुम्हारा काम है, तुम मेरे को ब्रेकफास्ट टाइम पे खिलाओ, लंच टाइम पे खिलाओ, डिनर टाइम पे खिलाओ, फ्रूट टाइम पे खिलाओ. So we keep depending on them, we bother them, we pester them. That means what renunciation of obligatory action is not proper. He's saying that is not proper. You don't do that. You try to maintain your own self. Obligatory duties जो करना तुम करो. तुम वो भी मत छोड़ दो कि मैं सन्यासी बन गया हूँ, मैं को कोई मतलब ही नहीं है. तुम लोग जो देते हैं टाइम पे मैं खा लूँगा, नहीं देते नहीं खाऊंगा. मैं अपनी बॉडी को मैं कोशिश भी नहीं करूँगा खिलाने पिलाने के लिए भी. ये सब गलत बात है. इज नॉट प्रॉपर. We should. He is telling us live properly, yaar. He is not telling us to live like destitutes or something. He is telling us to live with self-respect. We have to take care of Sharira Yatra. This body is doing its own yatra. Sharira Yatra, Jivan Yatra. Who has to do it? Ourselves only. How? By obligatory duties. By performing obligatory duties, we are say I am supposed to walk for 1 hour a day. Why? To maintain my body, my blood pressure, and all that. I maintain my body. I have to maintain. So I have to do it. It's an obligatory action for me. If I don't do it, कौन चलेगा 1 घंटा? So over a period of time, फिर अचानक blood pressure बढ़ जाएगा, अचानक body में कुछ ना कुछ होता जाएगा. We have recently heard somebody died suddenly. Some young person died suddenly. अरे सब मर गए. बॉडी का अगर तुम जो करना नहीं करेगा, ऑब्लिगेटरी एक्शन नहीं करेगा, तो कोई किसी को भी कुछ भी हो सकता है. अगर हमारी तरफ से ऑब्लिगेटरी एक्शन जो हम समझते हैं करना चाहिए. डॉक्टर के पास जाते हैं, डॉक्टर दवाई देता है, वैसे सारी ये दवाई सुबह खा लो, बिफोर ब्रेकफास्ट करो, ये दवाई आफ्टर ब्रेकफास्ट करो, ये दवाई फॉर एग्जांपल इवनिंग करो, ये बिफोर टेकिंग डिनर, ये दवाई आफ्टर डिनर सर, बिफोर गोइंग टू बेड टेक. दैट वी हैव टू टेक इट एज ऑब्लिगेटरी एक्शन. That is what it is. And if we do not take obligatory action, that is not proper. That's what. He is not telling anything to anybody harshly. He is politely telling us it is not proper. That's what it is. See how polite he is, Lord Krishna. Nietasya tu sannyasam karmano nopapadyate mohat tyaga parityaga tamasa parikita. But renunciation of obligatory action is not proper. The abandonment of it through delusion is proclaimed to be tamasic. By some kind of a delusion, if we do it, अभी 1 घंटा कौन चलेगा? No, मैं अभी लेटना है, सोना है. So that is tamasic त्याग. That is what it is. And say next one he is saying he who abandons action merely because it is difficult or because of fear of bodily suffering performs rajasic renunciation, he does not obtain the fruits of that renunciation. So he says that dukham ityapeva yat karma kaya klesh bhayat jazet. So because of fear or fear of bodily suffering. Recently I went to this Kashi Yatra and I've seen some people in the morning in the mid-December, it is in the thick winter, and taking Ganga bath, Ganga Snanam is very difficult actually, and it's cold water, and then we have to get to the river, and taking bath is quite difficult one. But then what God is saying is if I abandon that action of taking Ganga bath because of body fear, नहीं सर्दी लग जाएगा, कुछ हो जाएगा, मेरे को ठंड लग जाएगा, so with that fear I don't take bath for example, then that is Rajasic त्याग, Rajasic. उसमें कुछ फल नहीं मिलता है. However, I have taken bath. I prayed this Lord Shiva and take it. Om Namah Shivaya, just went bed and never bothered. All others are kept on watching me. अरे,
It's very cold.
हाँ वेरी कोल्ड था एक्सीडेंट. अरे यार ये तो आर्मी ऑफिसर है यार, तभी तो किया है. जैसे भाई टफ होता है तो कुछ. That's what they were thinking. But then I remembered this only. Now he's saying when action is done because it is a duty. I thought it's my duty. भाई बड़ा मुश्किल से कई सालों के बाद गंगा नदी के पास आए हैं. How lucky I am. I'm thinking in my heart. Margasara Masam is going on. Kartik Masam just passed away. Margasara, I am in the middle of Margasara Masam. In Margasara Masam, by chance I have come to proper Kashi Nagari and Ganga, proper Ganga, river Ganga. I am standing in front of Ganga. It's my duty to take bath in this. Come what may. So that's why this is Satvik, he says. When action is done, because it is a duty, ये मेरा duty है to take bath, Arjuna, and abandoning the attachment to the fruit, such renunciation is thought to be sattvic. This is the only thing I did it. After seeing me, a lot of people they come forward. They also said कि टक 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 करके सर आपको देख के हमको जोश आ गया है. हमने तो नहा लिया. So ये बात है सात्विक त्याग. And say up to here sir, this 10 slokas are over. Then we will continue tomorrow from 11th onwards. 11th to 78 are there. Tomorrow onwards we will continue the remaining chapter. So we will pray 3 times Om chanting. Then we will close this chapter, sir. This is today's session. Om Tat Sat. Sarvam Shri Krishnarpanastu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu.